President Donald Trump has stated that the United States will respond following the attack on the U.S. Embassy in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, as well as the deaths of American service members amid the escalating conflict with Iran. According to a White House correspondent in a post on X on March 3rd, the president said he does not believe deploying ground troops is necessary at this time. Meanwhile, Saudi Arabia's Ministry of Defense confirmed that the U.S. Embassy in Jeddah was targeted by 2 drones, causing a small fire and limited material damage. Reuters, citing 2 sources, reported that 2 additional explosions occurred in the diplomatic quarter of Jeddah, where several foreign missions are located. Earlier, Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, announced that it had begun operations aimed at destroying U.S. political centers in the region. The IRGC described the explosion at the U.S. Embassy in Jeddah as part of that campaign. The attack was reportedly one of several U.S. military and diplomatic facilities targeted by Iran. CNN previously reported that the U.S. Embassy in Kuwait had also come under attack around the same time. The U.S. mission in Saudi Arabia issued a shelter-in-place order for areas including Jeddah and Dhahran, and restricted non-essential travel to military facilities in the region. Following the drone attacks, U.S. officials urged American citizens in the kingdom to immediately take precautionary measures. As Washington issued urgent warnings, Western allies activated emergency response plans to protect their citizens amid concerns of a wider regional conflict. The British government is preparing large-scale evacuation plans from the Middle East by air, land, and sea. Officials estimate that at least 200,000 British nationals are currently in the region, including tourists and transit passengers. The UK Foreign Office has urged citizens in Bahrain, Israel, Palestine, Qatar, the United Arab Emirates, and Kuwait to register their presence so authorities can provide assistance if needed. London indicated that this could become one of the largest consular operations in its history and advised citizens to remain in place and follow official guidance. With airspace in several Middle Eastern countries temporarily closed, alternative evacuation routes under consideration include bus transport from Gulf states to airports in Saudi Arabia or sea transport to Cyprus. The British government stated it is preparing for all possible scenarios to ensure the safety of its nationals. The British Prime Minister also declared that the United Kingdom will not participate in airstrikes against Iran and that any British military activity in the Middle East will be strictly defensive and aimed at protecting national interests. In another development, an IRGC advisor warned that any vessel passing through the Strait of Hormuz could become a target as tensions escalate. Speaking on Iranian state television, an IRGC general declared that the strait had been closed and warned that naval and ground forces would attack any ship attempting to transit the area. According to the statement, Iran will not allow oil exports from the region to continue until its adversaries feel significant pressure. The Strait of Hormuz is widely regarded as a critical global energy corridor, handling roughly 20% of the world's daily oil consumption, as well as significant volumes of liquefied natural gas (LNG) exports from Qatar and the UAE. Even before the closure announcement, shipping traffic through the strategic waterway had already slowed significantly due to security concerns, particularly after several oil tankers were reportedly attacked. The IRGC claimed responsibility for a drone strike on an oil tanker in the Strait of Hormuz, though some maritime analysts suggested the vessel may have been involved in a collision. Oil prices have been warned to potentially surge to $200 per barrel if exports through the region are fully disrupted. In Israel, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu visited the site of a missile attack that killed 9 people. He expressed condolences to the victims' families, pledged support for rebuilding damaged homes, and reaffirmed that the operation against Iran aims to eliminate what he described as existential threats to Israel. The IRGC, for its part, claimed it had targeted the Israeli Prime Minister's office and senior military positions in a new round of attacks. Regarding military developments, U.S. Central Command, CENTCOM, confirmed that an American F-15E fighter jet was shot down over Kuwait due to friendly fire, and an investigation is underway. Both pilots successfully ejected and are believed to have survived. Iran claimed it had downed the aircraft, but U.S. officials stated the incident was caused by Allied fire. An intelligence assessment from the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, DHS, indicated that Iran and its proxy forces may target the United States, following the assassination of Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei in recent airstrikes. However, the risk of a large-scale attack is currently assessed as low. The report noted that in the short term, Iran-backed cyber groups pose the most significant threat and could carry out low-level cyber attacks against U.S. infrastructure. DHS assessed that Tehran is highly likely to escalate retaliatory measures following official confirmation of Khamenei's death. The conflict between Iran and Israel, with U.S. backing, continues to intensify across the Middle East. Israel has expanded airstrikes into Lebanon in response to Hezbollah activities, while Iran has launched missiles and drones toward Gulf states hosting U.S. military bases. In the United States, authorities are investigating a shooting in Texas that left at least 2 people dead. Officials said it is too early to determine whether the suspect's motive is connected to the conflict with Iran.